makes note of which trees they believe are in the way of that sidewalk construction, and that's usually based on root growth or the width of the tree or some factor that they believe makes it so that keeping that tree would be detrimental. In the interest of keeping the trees, as many trees as we can, the Parks and Recreation Department is normally forwarded a list of those trees, and their folks review those locations and advise which trees should be an attempt should be made to spare those trees. And when that occurs, normally sometimes the sidewalk might take a little gentle jog to the right, come back. There's some adjustment made. Unfortunately, what happened in this instance is it's a classic situation of a broken link in the process chain, where the individual who normally forwards this list and communicates with the Parks and Rec Department, there's a vacancy in that position. Somewhere through miscommunication, that job task did not happen. The folks who showed up today were of the impression that that had occurred. And once I looked into it, they were quite embarrassed when they found out that indeed that communication piece did not occur. So the Parks and Recreation Department has folks who are, I believe, out here working in the neighborhood right now, reviewing those trees and making decisions as to which trees should be spared. And the two groups will work together to make sure that this is handled properly going forward.
So do you applaud this group? Because if they hadn't stepped in, these trees would be gone.
Anytime you have residents who step forward and call something to our attention where there's some type of an error, that should be applauded. That's good good civic activity going on there. So certainly it's great, because otherwise we would have been farther down the process. So that's good. That's not to say that once the Parks Department reviews everything that the number of trees that have to come down would be any different, but at least means that the process will have been properly respected.
But it's possible that some of the trees these people are concerned about with the X's, the Parks Department may agree that they can be saved.
It's a possibility. I guess we'll know within a day or so after they review it.
Tell me what's in the position you have vacant.
I don't know what the job title is, but it's within Public Works. There's an individual who forwards that list on to the Parks and Recreation Department, and they coordinate that process among other things that do the job. That position, just like
vague as hell
in any organization, sometimes there's a position that goes vacant, and you try to reassign duties while you're all working around with. It's a temporary situation, and sometimes things do fall between the cracks. In this case, it was certainly something that we would rather not have fall between the cracks.
Dennis, do you know the background on this project? Is this a stimulus project that's putting these sidewalks in?
The green zone, the sidewalks in the green zone are being funded through a Tiger grant, and it's part of the stimulus bill that went through in 2009, whenever it was. So it's a very large scale project, and it's been going on for a bit. I'm not intimately familiar with the details, but I'm aware of that.
What is Tiger?
It's an acronym. It's you can go look it up online. It's an acronym. Basically, it was a program that was established to get activities going and help stimulate the economy. And there's a lot of folks who, in the name of that, who have worked on projects similar to this. There are a lot of other Tiger grants dealt with highway infrastructure. I mean, it was a very large infusion of funding into public infrastructure type activity.
Okay.
And it started at the federal level, and states applied. We were, I believe, one of only a couple of projects in this region that were accepted through the whole grant process.
I just wanted to clarify, because I know some of these neighbors have been blaming the Green Impact Zone for what's going on here, but although they came up with the money, this is being coordinated and administered through the city.
That's correct. Anyhow, it's really about all I have to say on the whole matter. It's unfortunately, it's one of those things where there was an error in the process. The process had a crack in it due to a vacancy, and fortunately, these folks have brought that to our attention, and that has been closed.
Thank you, Dennis.
So what's next, though? How will they know which trees are being saved or not saved?
Well, the Parks Department had somebody coming through, and so
That'll take a few days.
There's 72 trees in this area that are on the list.
Wow.
To be cut?
Yes, and my understanding is that they've got folks out here today reviewing. So probably today and tomorrow.
Kind of
They'll
114.
have work here. And it may be as simple as once they review a street, then maybe they can start to work. I don't know how that part of the process works, but the Parks Department is very aware of it.
And do you understand the boundaries to be between Virginia and Tracy and 37 to 49? That's what they told us.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the logistics of that.
Okay.
Yeah.